What's going on, y'all? It's Greg. Greg said it. I guess we might as well call this flipping season, y'all. At least it's about to end in a couple of days when we get this first official early signing day. But man, it's been an adventure. We've seen flips all over the place, and Colorado is not exempt. We see Big Bedford came in. Within a couple of days, he right back out and ran up to Oregon. Out of all places, Oregon. And Oregon loves it, right? Landon, he was hating on Coach Prime all along. I know he was hating because Coach Prime got a whole big seating, Jordan seating. So I guess he got a little get back. Or maybe Coach Prime got a little more get back in store. I guess the remainder, shocking, especially high school guys, are going to wait to do their big revealing on signing day, of course. Why commit? Or why change a commitment when you can do it live, like the Travis Hunters have done, like Kamani did. And sure enough, expecting another one to do it this year, people are starting to get real antsy all over the place. Tennessee is worried about Boot Carter. And Florida State is worried about Charles Lester. King Joseph, he's been going back and forth with the Syracuse thing. He was so locked in. And then, of course, Coach Nick Williams left, and maybe that was his tie-in, and people trying to figure that out. These guys have been playing a little cat and mouse, right? They've been very suspicious. That's been the thing. That's the Travis Hunter effect. He did that suspicious thing, but he didn't really lead on to the suspicion. He just shocked you. Now, Kamani McLean did the whole suspicious thing, running from his recruiters, sneaking on visits, a lot of murmuring and gossip behind the scenes. Is he going to be coming? Is he not? Then boom, he went to Colorado. And it's like everybody's kind of taking a page out of that blueprint right there. So, people worried about Charles Lester, and players are talking behind the scenes. The guys talk to each other. And people wouldn't be talking if it wasn't a possibility, especially when we seen Seaton come over. See, a lot of these guys came on trips together and friends and talk and all of that. So when you see one come, you kind of have this package deal feel. Plus, there's a lot of opportunity in Colorado, especially after this year. You got to think about it. Shiloh going to be gone. Travis going to be gone. Kamani's still there, but, it's a battle, right? We know for sure one side of that field is going to be wide open for a good old 24 guy who come in, maybe get some playing time this year and be ready to start that next year. So the opportunities there, cornerback. We also see the receivers coming in. We see, the receiver corps is pretty young, but we know that Jimmy Horn's going to be coming out next year, and you can also include Travis Hunter. Shepard, Terrell, a lot of these guys coming in, Baby, T.O., a lot of these guys are young, got at least a couple years left. So that's a good thing for the offense. Plus, you got the people like the Amarian, Millers, and the Mathises, these younger guys, Dawson. These guys have a couple years, whatever. That's good for whoever's going to be coming in as quarterback, which we see. We just brought in two big old quarterbacks. You brought in, one of the Wade twins, and 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". Then we brought in quarterback from Vanderbilt, another 6'5". Big guys. Kind of reminds us of our younger recruit here that decommitted from us this fall, who's trying to maybe come in. But it makes you wonder, what do these players know when they be decommitting the way they doing? Just like we see these players go in the draft. What are we really seeing when these people like Aaron Butler just up and pop up? Do they know something? Clearly they know more than us. Do they hear the talk? Are they getting insight behind the scenes of what's coming? Because we kind of see it as a negative thing when players leave. But is that a indicator of what's coming? Again, signing day hasn't happened yet. So we'll see officially for the people who are committed, who's not going to decommit and do like Big Boy did Bedford up there. But we're going to see who actually is going to stay. But we also going to see some names that we ain't heard yet. And that's needed, especially on the defensive side, because there's still some pieces of that D-line and linebacker core that needs to be solidified. Offense is pretty strong. You only can make it strong, but offense is strong for what we already have. We got that line, and we're not going to underestimate the guys that's coming back. We automatically thought we had to replace that whole line. We had some guys that was injured, some guys that was ineligible that could easily fill in. It's 5 linemen. So it's not like we had 0 linemen left. Only 2 transferred. We're not going to write off the whole line because all of them didn't play last year. Some of them red-shirted. So we're going to give them a shot too. I even hear we got some linebackers that is coming along. Maybe we'll give them a shot too. We're not fully aware of what we don't have and what we have like that. Some people know a little more than others, but sometimes we kind of overestimate what we need compared to last year. And that typically happens when you lose. You just write everybody off. Just like when Coach Prime came in and said, everybody go. And like some of those people could have played. Some of them, yeah, maybe. But we do have some people coming back who's going to fight for the position in addition to the new guys. So we don't have to get 100 linemen. We have some that probably get enough. Savion Washington might want a shot over there right tackle. We just roll them off and say, all right, Bedford got it. Maybe. Savion big dude. Savion was injured. And the injured, the worst place a lineman can be injured. One of them, right there at the bottom of his feet, ankles. That's where all your weight go. You got to be mobile. And you got 300 plus pounds going there. And he didn't fully recover. He kept playing. So he was hobbling around and not as mobile and getting beat. But we know he had a good rating coming in. Coach Prime said he a pro. He over there working out with a guy over there in Colorado, Big Mac. So maybe he can put in that work. He going to put in that work over that off season. He going to get stronger. He going to get better. He got something to prove. And he can stay off the injury list. He very well could be the guy at right tackle. So a lot of people are crying over Bedford leaving, you know. And Savion got something to prove. So y'all just going to write me off like that. I owe him, I would. Come back and get your spot. Big old, he big enough. About 6'9", 6'8". He bigger than all the linemen. Maybe not in weight, but, I mean, he can put on the weight if he needs to. But, I mean, he's the biggest lineman. Tank gone, he's the biggest lineman. So, you know, we got to put some respect on old Savion's name. But flipping season is here. We're not the only one flipping and dipping around here. We don't have some people flip on us. But don't be surprised. All the talk, some stuff going to flip this way. And it's going to be very exciting from what we hear. It's going to be very newsworthy. So we just going to sit back and chill. Colorado Buffaloes are still on the top of the portal. They're still on the top of the hype. So maybe we'll see how they finish strong. And then maybe in a couple weeks or so, after the bowl games, maybe a little more, depending on how many scholarships are left. I don't know. I don't know if any of us can calculate. But they have their strategy. Colorado's not done yet. So let's just sit back and see. Get your popcorn and be ready for the fireworks. Because it seems that's what they're setting up for. Especially people know they just really antsy and they just really, you know, kind of rubbing it in and kind of, you know, teasing. But we shall see. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We'll be right back here. Greg with Greg Said It, and I'll talk to y'all soon.